DJGamers.com.
And now for something good. This is Yar's Revenge. The main idea here is you pick away at the wall, and you try not to get hit by the attacking spiral of death. And you want to avoid the little minus dot that's constantly chasing you and trying to kill you. Now this is a safe zone from the minus dot, but as you can see, the spinning spiral of doom will kill you if you're in the safe zone. There are two ways to get your little firing device on this side here. You could chew away at this and get a clean shot at him while he's sitting, or you can try to get double the points and hit him in motion. Sometimes that's easier said than done because he can be rather tricky. So sometimes it's a little bit of wait and see. Sucker in the minus dot to that side. Try to get him to come straight at you and fire. And I missed. God damn it. Or you could just shoot him from where he's at. But he's constantly moving up and down. There's a lot of challenge to this game, if you can't tell.
Now, who or what was Yar?
Yours, I never really read the book on that one. All I know is this was a pick-up and play game.
Well, you gotta read the manual, Ray.
However, Atari lore tells us that this was a game that was fashioned after Ray Kassar left the company, and it was sold over to Jack Tramiel. This game is to symbolize Ray Kassar's revenge, or it's also taken into another story that it was basically his battle with the programmers. So there's all kinds of lore behind this game. As to what story you want to believe, it's kind of up to you.
Such as Kassar routinely refusing to allow developers' names to be published with their games.
Yeah, hence why you never see credits in an Atari game, just a blinking screen. It's not that they couldn't handle it, because apparently there were ones in other consoles.
Or even changing their names when speaking about them to the press. I mean, they were total dicks to the creative people that helped create these games. Atari wanted Atari to appear on their products because they felt they were releasing products, not creative pieces of artwork.
Now, something about Kassar was he was one of the heads of Warner Communications, who bought Atari back in '77 because of the 2600. See, the 2600 was constantly a catch-22, because if it wasn't for Warner, the 2600 wouldn't have existed, but if it wasn't for the 2600, Atari may have been more of a company for gamers, and continued to create, you know, great things and not just product, as he put it.
But we may not have seen an industry.
Exactly.
That, so
it was one of those catch-22s where they needed the capital.
They had to fuck it up in order to move things forward.
Exactly. And that's...
And I threw in, I think, our first curse. We were doing real good up to here.
I might have cursed once during the...
Yeah, I think you had some Tourette's going on earlier, so...
It was during one of them. There was some game that lit me up.
But here's some more stuff about Kassar. He could never integrate smoothly with the engineers, says Chris Crawford, a pioneer game designer who worked for Atari for several years. There was always a war going on, which was stupid, wasteful, and destroyed morale.
Well, another thing
Yeah.
was that Kassar originally had worked in textiles before coming over to Atari. And he was used to dealing with, he was used to dealing with workers, like blue-collar workers, where he could just kind of push his will around. And now, since he was working inside of kind of a corporate environment, he wasn't used to dealing with artistic talent, is what it was known as.
So basically, he was a dick.
Basically, he couldn't handle, having to actually speak to people with respect, is what it came down to. He was used to just being the asshole boss. Speaking of the asshole boss...
Yeah, I think it is fitting that we're talking about him in this, because obviously Yar's Revenge is a play on his name, and I think that's very clever. And now, who did you say did this one?
This was Howard Scott Warsaw.
Okay.
The guy that did E.T. So, that guy was not untalented. It was basically, you have 6 weeks to make E.T. Oh, Ray's getting pretty evil at me there. I got to strike him down. Ha! Ooh. Okay, I have to kill him one more time, and then we'll move on. Because this one had so much lore into it that I didn't want to do too much, but, I wanted to get the whole story out there. Ha! Alright, let's move on to another Atari project. That one was fun.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm going to jump over and do some third-party stuff here in a moment or two, but I have to give a quick little show to E.T. here. I know we've done a retro review on this, but you kind of can't do an Atari 2600 thing without covering this game.
It's famous for being so bad.
Yeah, I know. It's just one of those titles where you don't really know what to do. I mean, it did map it out to you, I mean, what you're supposed to do, but...
And it had potential, you have a map, you have some different areas you can explore. For this time, that's really novel, being able to kind of explore your world there, but there really wasn't much to explore. You just randomly fall in holes.
I think if this title was given, I don't know, maybe 6 more weeks... it might have been a great game.
Yeah. I think they really blew their wad, because E.T. was so big at the time, and all they saw was the opportunity to create the game for it, and it obviously used nothing with the license. They did. It's E.T. Just like in the movie.
They just wanted cash.
They just wanted cash, and it set a bad standard for movie-based games for years and years to come. And, not all licensed games were bad on the Atari. Some of the Star Wars titles were at least half decent, but...
I would have won the game there had they not just screwed me.
Yeah, they like to randomly screw you in this. It's so buggy and so glitchy. You'll be standing there and warp. I'm not sure if that's supposed to happen or not. It's very, very rough. And we did a proper poning of this game in a previous Ray's Retro review. So if you want to see...
Yeah, if you want more on this...
If you want to see more of us making fun of this gay game...
go ahead and check out that retro review. Now, I'm going to switch gears here and pop in something else.
Yeah, you've seen all there is to see.
Only Atari makes the world's most popular home video games. The only Space Invaders. The only Asteroids. The only Pac-Man. The only Missile Command. And soon, the only Defender. And the only way you can play any of them is on a home video system made by Atari.
Have you played Atari today?
UJGamers.com